Yo, what's up with you two? So we back with a reaction video. Today we finna be reacting to a video by Hookah Anonymous called Mama Duck Says the Ops Didn't Kill FBG Brick and the real suspects will be arrested soon, man. So, Mama Duck, she been going hard behind her babies trying to get justice for them. She went real hard behind Duck, you know what I'm saying? But now she back to her other son, Brick, who was killed in 2017, and a lot of people thought that McAdoo 600 was the one who actually killed Brick, and he passed away not too long ago too, man. But she said that the ops didn't even kill him. So we finna check out this video. Shout out to Hookah Anonymous. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all subscribe. Let's go and get into it.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, make sure you check us out on Patreon at www.patreon.com/hookah_anonymous. You guys been telling us to create one for the longest, so we recently created a community where we will upload videos that we can't share on YouTube due to their guidelines. We'll also be dropping the latest to there first, behind the scenes information that you wouldn't find anywhere else on our socials. So make sure you become a member, and after you do that, head over to our official Instagram page at hookah_anonymous and follow us there. Now without further ado, let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, it looks like Mama Duck has let another cat out the bag and announced a few things that we should be paying attention to, because as y'all know, they say a picture's 1,000 words. Well, in this case, we're just going to say a caption is worth 1,000 words. And when you read between the lines, Mama Duck has not only announced that her son FBG Brick wasn't alive by his ops, but instead, it may have been someone close to him. Not only was it not his ops.
Man, a lot of this stuff be backdoored, you know what I'm saying? That's why they say keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer, cause the whole time your friends be your enemies, they frenemies.
So whoever is responsible for taking his life will soon be arrested and charged for the unalivement of FBG Brick. Now when FBG Duck passed away, we see Mama Duck go hard for her son as she should, and she rode to the bitter end where all the suspects we will later find out.
Yeah, she did though. She didn't stop till they all got locked up, and she trying to make sure they get life behind her son, even though her son was in the streets.
Who were a part of the O Block 6 were arrested. Many people on social media claim that she went hard to solve the case of FBG Duck, but when it came to FBG Brick, she didn't have that same energy. Basically stating that the only reason she went hard for Duck is because he's the more known person to the world and she just wanted attention. However, I always said that at the end of the day, you can't rush things. Everything is a process, and as we see with a lot of these Chicago cases that went unsolved, people thought they got away with it, and it looks like Chicago have threw the Uno reverse card and reopened a lot of old cases. The feds have even stepped in to help solve a lot of these cases that went unsolved, going deeper and coming up with new evidence that we haven't seen before. Now honestly, I personally think it's not that a lot of these guys got away with these cases, it's just a matter of police having enough evidence, but lack of work to solve the case themselves. With all the unalivings going on in Chicago, it's no way in hell everyone's just catching bodies and getting away with it.
Yeah, it's too much killing that's going on down that way. Like way too much killing. 2, 3, 4 murders a day. Probably more than that. It's too much killing down there.
Prime example, KTS Dre. He was literally unalived in front of county jail, and the suspects to this day haven't been caught. How is that even possible? But with the technology that's out, on top of us learning that there's confidential informants who's been working with law enforcement for more than 10 years, I'm sure there's information that the feds have that we don't even know about. We've seen that with a certain blogger who we learned was paid a salary and worked both sides of the GDs and BDs.
Trenches News. Yo, he did paid blogger, man.
Giving information to the police. So there's no telling what law enforcement knows, but that's another story. We're going to get into what Mama Duck had to say in regards to the ops not doing anything to FBG Brick and the possibility that his case will be solved very soon. In the meantime, make sure you hit that thumbs up button so we can get this video into the algorithm, and if you not subscribed to the platform already, make sure you do so now. Let's get into it.
You know what I'm saying? That devastating situation happened, man. You say, and I'm gonna go even harder with the rap. You ain't say shit, I'm on some other shit.
It ain't gonna slow me down. It ain't gonna do shit but make me wanna go harder. You see what I'm saying? Cause now it's like, I got to. You see what I'm saying? Like, gotta get away from me. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you don't, you either gonna die or you gonna end up in jail. You see what I'm saying? I ain't saying like I'm running from it. You see what I'm saying? But I wanna see how it feel to have millions of dollars in your bank account and be riding foreigns every day, living in a big ass house. You see what I'm saying? All that time. I wanna see how that feel.
That was very common for guys not just in Chicago, but all over the world to take credit for their ops passing away whenever news hit social media. Whether they did it or not, they make songs or social media posts hinting that they may or may have not have involvement in it, which confuses their fans because they don't know whether they really did it or not. However, whether you sure they did it or not, the image or persona it gives off play right into their little rap career of being this savage Grim Reaper, so a lot of guys run with it to make it seem like they're really like that. Then later on, when real police indictments drop,
Whole time they ain't had nothing to do with it. They just trying to make it seem like they the demon.
you learn sometimes that those guys had nothing to do with it at all. Does that mean that they didn't do anything to anybody else? No. But in that instance, it shows that they lied. It puts you in the mind of King Von. It got to a point where Von was being blamed for incidents that happened whether he really did it or not, because people believed in who he was that much. And it didn't help that even some of his ops gave him respect for being everything that he said that he was, allegedly. Now I say all that to say that most times guys claim bodies that they really didn't do. Now I'm assuming with Mama Duck telling the world that the ops didn't unalive her son FBG Brick, she got information from law enforcement themselves of who may be really behind the crime. Now for y'all that don't know, FBG Brick was the older brother of FBG Duck. On July 17, 2017, according to police reports, FBG Brick and another man by the name of Kobe Mack, who was his cousin, along with others, were hanging out on 6300 block of St. Lawrence. A white SUV pulled up, and a person inside the SUV would get out with a firearm and begin firing. Mack was shot first multiple times and would end up losing his life right where he stood. On the other hand, FBG Brick managed to get away shortly as he would run into an alleyway where there was a fence. But according to witnesses, the fence was locked for anyone trying to enter, and Brick would try to jump the fence, but by that time he tried, he was shot a bunch of times in his back trying to get over the fence. Reports would say that he passed away, shrugged, over the fence as well. Now that you know a little about the backstory of how FBG Brick lost his life, let's tie it into what Mama Duck had to say recently about FBG Brick's case being solved and the ops not being the ones who actually did it. Mama Duck would take to Instagram to post a picture of her son Brick and caption it saying, quote, "So for all who..."
She said, "So for all who think the so-called ops killed my son, well, I'm here to tell you they didn't. And we know that for a fact, but sooner than y'all think, they gonna be revealed and locked. I'ma be here for it. If y'all think I went hard for Duck, wait till I start going hard for my baby. Stay tuned, man." As y'all can see, she going hard behind her baby, Brick, man. You know what I'm saying? And he was killed 8 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Duck was killed 5 years ago. That's almost a decade ago. She's still going hard behind her kids.
Think the so-called ops unalived my son? Well, I'm here to tell you, they didn't. And we know that for a fact. But sooner than y'all think, they're gonna be revealed and locked, and I'm gonna be here for it. If y'all think I went hard for Duck, wait till I start going harder for my baby. Stay tuned. Now, I know whoever really had something to do with it, seeing that post and hopefully started packing their bags, trying to get to Cuba.
Yeah, they probably getting a little nervous, man, because, man, they just show you how stuff can catch up with you, man. They probably finna go and pack up, go to Cuba, go to Mexico, go to Africa, go to somewhere out of this country.
Or somewhere far. Pull a little Dirk and try to get to Dubai.
Man, Lil Durk did try it, though. We gotta give him that, though. He did try. As soon as he seen the guys get arrested, he booked 2 different flights, but it was already too late.
You can. Because the last time Mama Duck said something like this, so bold and confident, everyone thought she was bluffing about her throwing hints that O Block had something to do with Duck's passing and they were going to be arrested. Until news finally hit the internet that they were all arrested. Then she didn't look so crazy after all. Can you imagine knowing you had something to do with a crime and then you see someone sounding so damn confident that whoever had something to do with it was going to be caught? That gotta be a crazy feeling, because I'll be all types of paranoid. But now that y'all see what Mama Duck had to say, let's put a few things into perspective. We should already know that if none of the ops did it, then clearly it had to be somebody that Brick was associated with. Well, if you pay attention to the interview Mama Duck did with Say Cheese TV, I could be wrong, but even back then she seemed like she was alluding to something being funny going on back then. Mama Duck described the day he passed away and saying that he wasn't even going to come outside. And someone, right, quote unquote someone, she didn't mention who, but someone came and got him. Now, to make matters more interesting, she stated that Brick didn't want to go anywhere, but being that whoever the person was so pressed to get him out the house, he told the person, okay, if I'm leaving the house, I'm going to go to my mother's house, which was Mama Duck. So that was the only way he was leaving the house, but that certain someone who picked him up, instead of taking him straight to Mama Duck's house, he took him to the infamous 63rd block in St. Lawrence. Now, just from my observation, once again,
Sometimes you ain't even gotta go to the hood or find trouble. Trouble gonna find you. You know what I'm saying? Dude wasn't even trying to leave the crib. He wasn't even probably living on the block no more. And they took him to the hood. He was trying to go to his mama.
we don't know who did what or who had involvement, but if someone tells you, I really don't want to leave the house, but if I do, take me to my mother's house, why would you take him completely somewhere else when he already told you he didn't want to be out the house in the first place? Now, even though there's been a rumor all over social media, Mama Duck confirmed that the white car that pulled up to the block that everyone was at specifically asked for FBG Duck, and out of everyone there, Brick knew who was in the car, so he felt comfortable enough to lean into the car and speak to whoever was in there asking for his brother. Now, one, it seems sus to me because why would you ask for FBG Duck and his brother's right there? If you know Duck, more than likely you know Brick. But then two, who goes to a whole block full of people asking for one person? Who feels that comfortable unless you know someone or someone knows you some way, somehow? So far we know that Brick didn't want to come out the house. Someone convinced him to come out the house, and instead of going to Mama Duck's house, they drop him off on 63rd. Then a white SUV pulls up, and there's someone FBG Brick knows in there, which made him feel comfortable enough to even engage in a conversation with the occupants in the first place. But somehow, one of them same occupants of that vehicle is the same suspect involved in his unaliving, according to police. So, when Mama Duck said,
No, they was looking for Duck now.
The ops didn't unalive him, it would make a lot of sense according to the incident report and witnesses describing what actually transpired. So it may have been a setup after all. And with all the talks of guys putting money on people's heads and collecting, who knows? Maybe it was a bag on Brick's head and someone close wanted to collect. As crazy as it sounds, when you pay attention,
Yeah, people will backdoor you for that bag. People will backdoor you for that bag.
to the drill culture, backdooring and sliming each other out has been a thing amongst these guys for the longest. These days, it's just more cool to speak out loud about it, and guys rep it like it's a badge of honor. Whether it's giving themselves aliases like King Snake or King Slime, Backdoor King, whatever. Lil Durk even made a song talking about closing that back door because he can't get snaked out by his own homies, and King Von made a whole song before he passed away telling the world he would be snaked out by people closest to him. So once again, this is a common thing that has now become more popular amongst the youth, which is kind of crazy. But this is interesting because I feel a lot of us already felt that Brick was set up, and it's always been rumors, but according to Mama Duck now, the facts will come out, and hopefully it'll teach a lesson to a lot of y'all out there in the street that the same one you out here calling your bro, your friend, your twin, will possibly be the same person that'll pull the trigger against you in the long run. And I'm sure there's a video out there of the shooting that the police have, or pictures, or surveillance, something. But by the time
Yeah, they be getting footage and everything. Pictures, man. They probably got some type of info.
suspects who did it are actually caught, they'll definitely release whatever they have, like they always do. And you know what's crazy? I honestly feel when the shootings and everything stop and guys seem like they're chilling, Chicago police purposely start releasing old videos and pictures that they've been had just to fuel the wars and keep it going, because they know it's going to agitate their loved ones and cause them to relive the same moment all over again, and those emotions cause you to want to crash out. Lo and behold, that's when more violence start picking back up. I don't know, maybe I'm just thinking too deep, man. Speaking of deep, Brick's death date was always intriguing to me because he lost his life July 17th, 2017. Basically 777. In spirituality, the number 7 is strong.
How long? 7? It was 7, 17, 17.
So for all my gematria and numerology people out there, y'all know what I'm talking about. Anyway, y'all let us know what y'all think about this. How do you feel about Mama Duck saying the OPPS didn't unalive FBG Brick? And do y'all think that's true or false? Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'ma keep on dropping. And I'm out.
But there we have it, y'all, man. It's a video, you know what I'm saying, by hookah anonymous called Mama Duck says the OPPS didn't kill FBG Brick and the real suspects will be arrested soon. Basically, man, you know, she's saying that, you know, it wasn't even none of the enemies, you know. It was somebody probably close to him. And like Hookah Anonymous said, that backdoor is real. People are backdoor you for real. And they think that's cool these days. Like King Backdoor, King Slime, nicknames like that. You know what I'm saying? That's real. And, you know, like he said, Derek made a song called Close That Back Door. I can't get snaked out by my homies. But yeah, man, you know, prayers up for Mama Duck. You know, she go through a lot for real. She lost, you know what I'm saying, her kids, man. I think she lost like 5 kids, to be honest, you know. And, you know, she trying to get justice for her baby Brick, who died in 2017. She already got justice for her baby that died in 2020. And she trying to get them with life sentences. But, you know, she got to realize her children was in the streets, too. You know, them facts. But, you know, she trying to get justice. So I'm going to keep y'all updated. You know what I'm saying? There was some pictures, some arrests, some footage, or anything, a clue or anything come up. You know, shout out to Hookah Anonymous for this video. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all subscribe for more reactions. And yeah, guys, until the next video, I'll catch y'all. I'm out.